Okay, today we're going to do a short kind of tutorial on how to get some interesting chord progressions in your songwriting, or if you're analyzing somebody else's songwriting, how they came up with the chord progressions. Very important for understanding music as a whole, which is very, very important for mastering your instrument, or even getting halfway decent at your instrument. So hopefully you can see both my hands. Really, we're just going to be going over chords, so my right hand shouldn't be too important. And like always, when I talk about these concepts, it'd be nice if you kind of understood the concepts on paper or in your head first and then apply it to the instrument. But since I already have the instrument in my hand, we're going to go ahead and do the lesson. I am tuned down a half step. Hopefully that won't confuse you too much. It's just concept. Anyway, today's idea is basically going to be substituting or borrowing chords from what we call a parallel key. Okay, now relative keys are basically whenever we have a major key, every major key has a equal minor key. Very easy to figure out. There's two ways that I've taught you to do it. Either when you're starting in whatever key, and again, understand this on paper first or in your head. Like say for instance today we'll use the key of D. Key of D, your naturally occurring triads would be D major, E minor, F sharp minor, G major, A major, B minor, C sharp diminished. I'm going to do a minor 7 flat 5 in this case, and then back to D. So those are the 7 chords in the key, but you notice that we always have your 3 major chords. Major chords are great for writing pop songs. But 3 chords could be a little bit limiting, so here's an easy way to get another 3 chords. So essentially what we're going to do is be going back and forth between 2 keys. The other key we're going to use is D major's parallel key. Its relative key would be B minor, which is the same thing as the 6th chord in the key of D. But what we're going to do is go to D minor, which is parallel. So in other words, you have D major and D minor. So really there's not a whole lot in common with these 2 keys, with the exception that essentially everything wants to resolve to a D tone center, which is very important for us. Because when you're writing chord progressions, ideally we're going on a path from being resolved to building tension and unresolved, and then coming back to resolution. Since everything wants to resolve to D in this case, that is the essential, psychoacoustic understanding or explanation for why it all works. But essentially all you have to do is find the parallel key, so D minor. Okay, and if you're not familiar with working out minor keys, D minor, if we think backwards, 6 letters, or forwards, a step and a half, it's pretty easy. Go up a step and a half from D and you'll get an F. So really what we're talking about is the key of F. So here are the chords in the key of F. You get F major, G minor, A minor, B flat major, C major, D minor, that's the 6th chord, and then we'd get an E diminished, and then back to F. But we're really only concerned about the 3 major chords that we get out of the key of F. So we get F, B flat, and C. So now we have D, G, A, F, B flat, C. Now played like that, they may not sound like they actually even fit together at all. So you have to be a little bit creative on how you do this. So let me give you 2 super just pop or pop rock examples, classic songs. So let's take, let's see, something like maybe Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams. Basically the song, key of D, 1 chord to the 5 chord for most of the verse, and then essentially D to A. We do have chorus and back to D. But in that song, we go to a bridge section and they go straight to F. Okay? So if you listen to it, you'll just hear the 1, 4, 5 in F. And go back to C, which we can invert. So it sounds like it's climbing. So F, B flat, C, back to B flat, but we'll do it over D. And then the next time we're going to go F, B flat, C, and then just go ahead and resolve into your D. You hear how that's working? You just get this whole step resolve. So very useful for coming up with bridge sections to songs and wanting to pull really hard back into the key of D, which it does, and we only have major chords, so very easy to construct melodies over. Okay, so the next example I'll give you, let's see, I mean there's zillions of them. How about Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic by the Police, and that way we can stay in the same key. So the only thing kind of unique about this song is that we start essentially modally, because our 1, 4, 5 chords in the key of D are going to be D, G, and A. But the song gets you started on the 4 chord. So I have this kind of idea where we're off the 4 chord, a little bit Lydian sounding, but it will pull right back into the 1. So it's not a strong Lydian move, but it is there. So anyway, basically we're playing a G chord and then we're walking the bass through the D major scale. So G, A, B, and then C sharp, because we're in the key of D. Okay, but what it'll do is pull you after that initial verse chord progression. It'll pull you right into the 1, and then 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1, then 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1. And then you're going to hear as the turnaround comes in, so where we're getting all those chords again is pretty simple. It's from using parallel keys. Key of D major, key of D minor. Okay, key of D major, 1, 4, 5, D, G, and A. Key of F major, which is the parallel key, not the relative key, because remember, D major, D minor, F major, same thing as the key of D minor, so we're getting F, B flat, and C. So if we stick all those chords together creatively, B flat, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, and then you 1, 4, 5. So if you listen to the songs, you'll hear exactly what I'm talking about, and it's just a very easy way for you to get some extra chords into your standard songwriting, just using 1, 4, 5s. Now, of course, if you were, guitar player thinking about taking a guitar solo, of course, if you switch keys, you need to also switch keys when you're playing solos. And then, depending on where the chords are moving, that's the key that you're in, and we can talk about how you might approach that, especially when you have things like Lydian, or I'm sorry, like Aeolian dominant or mixed Lydian flat 6, which are modal modes of the melodic minor, which will basically get you, soloing over those chord progressions where you have like flat 6 major, flat 7 major, and then 1 major when you can pretty much stay in one scale. But that is for another lesson. So if you have any questions, just post them on the site and I will try and answer them as best I can. Thanks.